All right. What's going on, guys? Pat from Bodega, 508. I'm here with Singh from Hate5six. How's it going, Sonny?
Good. I'm excited to be here.
Welcome to Central Massachusetts.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I just got a couple quick questions for you and then get you on your way. So, first question. You've been documenting bands, obviously, for many, many years, especially a lot of bands from the Mass scene. There's a lot of influential bands. I just want to get your general thoughts and what you think of the Massachusetts hardcore scene.
Yeah, Massachusetts is great. I lived in Somerville, right outside of Boston, from 2011 to 2015. Cool. So I grew up in Philly area, so I had a lot of exposure there. And when I left Philly, I was bummed. I was like, "Fuck, I'm leaving." It's a great scene, and this is the second time in my life where I was moving to a different city. And Boston was just amazing. There were shows all the time at the Democracy Center, and all over Allston and things like that. So I had a great transition from Philly to Boston, and just filmed so much shit. And I think a lot of the growth of the channel happened while it was up here, 2011 to 2015. So Boston's always been great in terms of the types of bands and just the bands that come through as well. It's a good mix. Reminds me of Philly in terms of the balance between local bands playing and also just bands wanting on tour to stop through the city. So I always tell people, if you're in Boston, check out a show.
Yeah,
you're gonna
for
find
sure.
people.
Yeah, they're the shows here are pretty unique for sure.
Yeah, and then for today, I unfortunately rarely see bands talking about Palestine, let alone doing a benefit show.
That was one of my follow-up questions, actually. So benefit shows are obviously pretty common in the hardcore community, but most of them are to do with what's going on at home. And I just wanted to kind of see what you have to say about how important it is to have shows like this going outside your community, not even just outside your community, but overseas, other countries, to shed light on issues that aren't happening here that still affect people here.
Yeah.
And all over the country, all over the world.
I definitely, I try to post a lot about what's happening in Palestine, and not just Palestine, but just issues happening all over the world.
Yeah.
And I do get some pushback from it. Some people saying, one, politics don't belong in hardcore and punk, which I think
LOL
completely misses the point of what the music is. And you can disagree with what the politics are, but to say it doesn't belong, I think
it's pretty ridiculous.
You can disagree, but you can't say it has no place here. This whole thing is founded on these ideas. The other thing that happens is people say, why are you talking about issues that happen overseas when we have issues here? And the thing is, hardcore is a global thing. There are hardcore kids in Palestine.
Yeah.
There are hardcore kids in India, Africa, all over the world.
Yeah.
So, in South America too. I recently did a thing on what's happening in Colombia, and I got pushback for that. And you have bands like Raw Brigade from Colombia, So to say that the issues don't matter because they are not localized to the U.S. erases the lived experience of people who are actually part of this fucking community.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are people here who are from Palestine or have family there.
Yeah.
And they are part of this community, and so they have every right to, talk about or have an event that is designed to help liberate their people.
I know this is actually the second one that's actually been done here. The homie AJ that's putting it on. This is the first one they did at Ralph's in Worcester, and then this is the second one actually for Palestine benefit. So This is something super close to home for him. So I just want to get that kind of look, because I feel like a lot of people, when they think of benefit shows again, it's always something almost I don't want to say negative, but it's always trying to turn something negative into a positive with this kind of deal. You know what I mean? Because again, the situation in Palestine is not a positive one to talk about, but doing stuff like this sheds a positive light to at least get people informed on what's going on.
Yeah, and I think I've already met someone tonight who said, he doesn't know much about what's happening there, and this is a great opportunity for him to learn.
No, for real.
And everyone's got to start somewhere. And I think there are a lot of benefit shows for causes that are very easy to understand and wrap your head around and easy to take aside. And for some people, the issue in Palestine isn't an easy thing to grapple with because they don't know where to begin. But what's happening in Palestine is the same story about what's happening all over the world in terms of colonization and land theft. So what's happening there is happening here with indigenous communities. So I think once people start to realize the parallels, you can start to build bridges of solidarity, and it makes sense why we're having a show like this.
Bro, again, we appreciate you so much for coming. Again, I speak on behalf of every child growing up watching YouTube. You are the reason why a lot of kids do this stuff, and it's awesome that you're here to be able to document this show in specific because of exactly what we just talked about, just to shed some light on an issue that's not right here in America, but affects people in our community. And it's just, I don't know, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, man. Excited to be here.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely.
And, let's wrap it up.
Cool.